What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller alongside Hillary Goldstein.
How's it going, Caped Crusaders?
There you go. And this is the Batman Arkham City after party. Over on My IGN, we reached out. Hillary and I just saw Batman Arkham City. We said, what questions or discussion topics do you want seen? My IGN community. And a whole bunch of people wrote in, just like Birdman13. He says, my question is, how open world is the game going to be? I would like to explore the inside of buildings like the first game, and I'm worried the game takes place almost entirely outside in the streets of Gotham. Hill?
Well, it's a little bit hard to say how many buildings you can go into, but we do know that there is a giant city that you can explore. So in terms of like freedom of moving around, it seems like it's actually going to be a lot more open. They're not doing the kind of Metroid-style game design of the first game where you have to kind of like find new equipment to get into new places. It seems like you can actually go anywhere you want.
Yeah, you start with all your old stuff, all your gadgets and whatnot.
We only saw, I think, 1 or 2 buildings that we went into in the demo, but I'm sure that like a lot of like the main scenes probably happen indoors, not outdoors.
Sure, of course. Like, it was interesting. I think you see the whole Catwoman Two-Face thing obviously takes place in the courthouse building, and when you see this giant open world where he's hanging from a helicopter and gliding around, I was like, oh man, is it going to be like a loading screen every time I want to go into a building? But what I thought was really cool is if you look at one part when he does a dive over like this greenhouse area, I should say, not area. There's all these broken out skylights that you could dive straight into. So you could transition in and out of a building, it seems like, in the blink of an eye, and it wouldn't be like a very, very slow, I'm going to go in this door now, loading screen of, Two-Face art or whatever.
The Brody Man would like to know, I read that the city is 5 times larger than Arkham Island. Do you think the game environment could be too big? If I'm forced to go back and forth from one side of the city to the other, that could be tiresome.
I doubt it. I'm not really worried about it. You figure Rocksteady knows what they're doing. So I'm sure that the actual narrative of it is going to be driving me along in a very specific way. Because, I mean, Arkham Asylum, you could go outside, right? You could wander around the grounds and go anywhere you wanted in a way. But you didn't, because you were trying to get to what was happening next, right?
And, it's possible, too, that maybe they're going to add a way to quick jump to different areas, so that maybe I look at my map and I'm like, oh, I want to go here. And maybe that's where the Batmobile comes in. It just, like, you can hop in it, and then there's just, like, a cutscene, and then you just, like, go to that place. I wouldn't be too worried. I've never heard anybody complain about being too big.
There's too much to do in this game.
It's just too much excitement. I don't want all this for my $60. The Flying One would like to know, how do you think the ending should turn out? Because Arkham Asylum's ending wasn't that anticlimactic.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe he's mad that people thought it was anticlimactic.
Any chance Hugo Strange will reveal Batman's identity to the world, or just his enemies?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, how many Batman sequels are you going to make, and how do you want to make that story progress, right? If they did it where, at the end of Arkham City, Hugo Strange says, you know what? Bruce Wayne's Batman, and then the credits roll, and then the third Batman game could be, the Wayne Manor destroyed, all hell breaking loose. That'd be awesome.
Bruce Wayne on trial or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Run for his life.
Exactly. He'd basically be a fugitive, right?
That all sounds exciting, but my guess is that it's going to be if that's what you're hoping is the big end, I don't think that's going to be. I think the threat is going to be his identity and what that means. So I think that we could see like Alfred taking a role, like a physical role in the game, stuff like that, where it's like the things that if Bruce Wayne's identity, like secret, were out in the world, those things would be hurt, so that you feel as if, God, I've got to protect this identity to protect these people in my life that matter.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening where they're going to actually have the reveal. I just think it's going to be a threat hanging over his head.
Well, we'll find out what the ending is when Batman Arkham City ships in October. Until then, keep it to IGN.com for all the crazy games. And when you want to hear more on those crazy games, make sure you check out My IGN and look for the next after party.
Kapow!